Well, good morning everyone and welcome to Harbour's Lawn System. We're about 10 minutes from opening and shortly we'll hear the bell. Well, it's a little bit gloomy today, but it's still quite warm, a nice 17 degrees to start our morning off. But to brighten up your morning, we're going today talk about everything cut flowers, in particular natives, from Tracy who's actually based out of Boat Harbour. Tracy, thank you so much for joining the show.
Oh, you're welcome.
Now, we are a bit gloomy here today, but you've got some gorgeous flowers here. Tell our viewers out there, what got you into growing flowers?
Well, we didn't actually get into growing flowers. We bought a property that had flowers on it, and we bought an original old fella's property at Boat Harbour. And Ken had planted all these waratahs and apple trees, all the sorts of things there. So we just took over from doing that, and we just started with the Honesty stall out the front, which had been going for I think probably 30 years now, and we continued along that line.
Wonderful,
so,
wonderful. And tell our viewers out there who might not know where Boat Harbour is. We were saying off camera how I think Boat Harbour is one of the most beautiful places in Tasmania. Tell our viewers out there just a little bit about Boat Harbour and where it is.
Okay, Boat Harbour is about half hour west of Burnie. And you've got beautiful Boat Harbour Beach, so that's only like a 4k drive past our place down, and the most beautiful tranquil coloured waters you see. Sometimes when you come into Boat Harbour it looks like you've got, you come to the Whitsundays, you've got that different colour changes with the white sand.
That
so
beautiful enclave, and it's a little cove, and it's a beautiful spot. So if you're ever going travelling, go and check out Boat Harbour. Now, your property out there, you mentioned that off camera you're growing apples and fruits and everything like that. Tell us a little bit about your flowers as well. What have you got here for people to look at a harvest lawn system?
Okay, well here it's waratah season, so this is just the last of the waratahs, so we've only got a few left but not enough for a market next fortnight. Okay. So before the waratahs came in, they're only like a 2-month period. Yeah. But before that was the proteas. Okay. We've still got a few proteas, but we've got Lucas Barans, which are down there. We've got different natives, pin cushions and stuff like that, and tea trees. So all comes off of our farm.
And with the waratahs and the proteas, naturally being near a beach, it'd be quite sandy soil. How do they grow? Do they prefer sandy soil? Are they quite sort of diversified in regards to where they can grow? Yeah. Are they easy?
They can be a bit temperamental. We don't have the sandy soil at ours. We've got the nice dark, rich soil. Beautiful. And these waratahs, they like morning sun and part shade, sort of for the evening. So ours are growing. A lot of ours are growing beside our front lake, so they've got access to the water. So they go really well. And on our western side, we've got a few but under gum trees, and they sort of get the nice long stems.
Wonderful.
So,
excellent.
They're beautiful.
Excellent. And are they quite easy to grow, are they? Or do they really take a little bit of time and patience?
They do take quite a bit of time. The trees that we've got on our property would be probably 25, 30 years old. So we've just finished pruning them all now. But like I say, they don't like fertilisers, too much fertilisers. They can just up and die for no reason. Same with the proteas. So they don't like fertilising, and just like good spots, and then they're happy.
Yeah, beautiful. And plenty of sun, or they prefer shade?
Waratahs particularly prefer a little bit of dappled shade, like say morning sun, and then protected a bit more. Proteas are great in full sun, but it's just a matter of trying to prune them all and keep them big-headed and down.
So anyone who's looking at growing these at home, there's a couple of tips there in regards to shade and sun. You mentioned that you're from Boat Harbour, so this means that you'd be coming to the market every morning, or from like every week or every fortnight? Or how long?
Fortnightly. We've been coming probably about 3 months, I think now. So it takes us about 2 days to get prepped for it. And I always think I'm going to be organised a bit early, but we're still cutting
flowers.
There's
always the mad
9
rush.
o'clock.
So you're leaving early from Boat Harbour, coming here every fortnight to prepare the stall. Rain, hail or shine. You're here every fortnight.
Well, we seem to get every fortnight for a while there. When I was cutting the flowers, it was bucketing down rain, so that's what was out in the garden. But nice change. Get up at 4. And get here.
There's no rest for the wicked.
No.
Now, with our viewers out there, they always like to know about our store holders, a little bit about where they come from and what they did beforehand and everything like that. Now, rumour has it around the market that you were once on a TV show.
Yes, we were.
Tell us a little bit about this, because I'm intrigued.
2004, we applied for a show called The Colony, which was by SBS. So as a family we were interviewed and we were chosen to be the Australian family to do that. So we were taken up with Aboriginal clan, and there was Irish family and English family, and we went up the back of Hawkesbury for 4 months and relived the 1800s. So back to the basics of everything, which we enjoy.
And from being in the 21st century to going back to the 1800s, naturally that would have been quite a culture shock.
Oh yes, yes.
How did your family cope?
Well, it was all different levels. Our daughter was 15 at the time, so she wasn't that keen to be taken away from all her friends and, you know, different simple things that you could have. Choices of food, for example. When they asked her if there was one thing she could take with her on the colony, what would it be? She said a supermarket. But you know, the younger boys, our youngest was only 5 when we did that. So for him, it was just like a big playground. You know, the boys were off.
They loved the challenge.
Yeah. Well, they learnt to make spears, and they were off in the bush. And, you know, didn't have to brush their teeth and all those things. So. Yeah.
And what, for you personally, what was the biggest challenge?
Just the mundane of that repetition of every day. You sort of needed, every morning you had to be up and light your fire to cook your porridge, cook your damper, and just keep your fire going. And we were dressed in those old style clothes with the layers, and we had the hottest day on record while we were there. And then we had a flood through the valley while we were there. So those sorts of things were just quite tiring, just to, you know, just repetitiveness, but you soon got into that routine of what we found is that you actually had more purpose for every day.
You had something to do.
You woke up and you had to collect your wood, and you had to go to the creek to get your water, which was a kilometre away, so the kids' jobs were carting them a kilometre there and back to get the water.
Was it hard to come back into society again, or did you just want to get back straight away?
Well, the kids sort of wanted to get back straight away, but Kerry and I actually found that harder. Probably took us
the transition back in.
A good couple of years, I think, to psychologically readjust. I remember when we hopped off at Sydney, we were at the boat and walked along. We're all dressed in our old-fashioned gear, and the first thing I noticed was people sitting in tents drinking wine and eating bickies at 2 o'clock, and my first thought was, haven't you got something to do? It just was, and
the
rubbish
psychology
bins
had completely changed, that you always had a purpose rather than just relaxing and chilling out. And
that's right. So, and then bins overflowed with rubbish because everything we had was brought in with calico bags or paper bags or wood buckets. So it was just all those things that sort of took a while to readjust back to. So
we've got our own TV star here at Harvest Lawn System. So certainly, guys, if you are looking for cut flowers, and these are absolutely gorgeous here, Tracy's going to be here all morning. There's some beautiful bouquets here. How long does it take to put the bouquets together?
I've got those pretty down pat. They only take me about 5 or 10 minutes now.
You've got all the process and everything like that.
Get that all sorted. All my sheds set up. But even here, I just make them up to order as well, so I don't have to have so many done.
Excellent. So if someone actually wants a certain setup or bouquet, you can make it on site here as well.
Certainly can.
Beautiful. Excellent. Excellent. Well, guys, thank you so much for viewing. All we ask, this whole thing about Harvest Lawn System meeting the storeholders is we just want to get to know people like Tracy, her family, what they're all about and where they come from. So all we ask is you give us a like, a share. If you've got any questions for Tracy, just shout out on the comment section below. Tracy, one last question. Before all this, where did you come from? What did you do?
Well, we moved from Mullaney on the Sunshine Coast to here. That was back in 2001. But prior to that, we'd lived in different areas, and our little cafe that we have on our property is called Thistle Hut, and it's named that because I was born in Scotland. Beautiful. In Peterhead. So
wonderful. Excellent. So go and visit Tracy down at Thistle Hut at Boat Harbour if you're ever heading that way. Guys, it's getting a little bit lighter, but it's still quite warm, so come on down anyway. Bring your raincoat, we'll be all sorted on an umbrella. Otherwise, have a fantastic weekend. We've also got today, the Mofo tent has been set up. It was on our Facebook page a couple of days ago. We do have live music, so everything is still going on. So please pop on down today. We're open till 12:30. Tracy, it's been lovely to meet you. Good luck with everything today. And guys, if you have any questions, please drop a comment in the section below. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you very, very soon.